Hi, welcome back. I'm Kristen with KH Literacy Education. And this week I'm going to again be talking about guiding questions and how we can use these questions for productive conversations, specifically between instructional coaches and teachers, administrators and teachers. And then of course, teachers can also use these questions as reflective questions for their planning or what they have already planned. I published them in my book last year, Guiding Questions, which of course I recommend that you read as well. And I will be doing an upcoming free webinar coming up next week. I wanted to talk to you today about my first question of the 5 guiding questions, which is, I don't see why I see it. What was your learning goal? Okay. So if I'm having a conversation after a observation, one of the first questions, of course, I'll ask is, how do you think it went? Kind of get the general idea from a teacher of how they think the lesson went. And then I'm going to go into a series of questions that, of course, I lay out in my book, Guiding Questions. And the first one is, hey, what was your learning goal? And this is especially important if, I, as the observer, can't identify it. I do not want to say to the teacher, hey, I didn't see your learning goal, because that is going to increase defensiveness. Just because I didn't see it doesn't mean there wasn't one. And so I want to ask the question, hey, what was your learning goal? And based on the teacher's reaction and how they respond is how I'm going to move forward. So, they might fully articulate it, get into it. And, I might go from there and do follow-up questions, kind of, if I hadn't seen it, try to get deep down in some more information about maybe how they think they could better articulate that. Or, if the teacher has a hard time talking about what their learning goal is, that's a coachable moment, right? That's where we're going to start our conversation. And we're going to talk about how can we create really robust, great learning goals. So again, we want to say, hey, what was your learning goal? We want to give the teacher an opportunity to share that, to reflect on it, to talk about it. And then if we get to a point where we feel like that's where the coaching conversation needs to begin, that we need to start with, hey, we need a good learning goal. Let's come to that together, right? So the conversation allows us to come to that conclusion together rather than me saying, hey, you don't have a learning goal. It's, what's your learning goal? And if we're not sure about that, how can we work on that? How can this be a coachable moment? How can we work on this together, right? We want to trust each other. We want to be in it together. So at the same time, if I'm a teacher, that's a question I can use in my planning. Hey, what is my learning goal? We know that's important. We have to have that learning goal. I can use it to reflect on my lessons from a couple weeks back. What was my learning goal? What did I want them to learn? So instructional coaches and administrators can use it as a jumping off point to discuss objectives, intentions, all of that, right, as is a collaborative unit with the teacher, or teachers can use it to help them plan or reflect. So that's the first question. Stay tuned to KH Literacy Education channel here on YouTube for more information and for more questions. And of course, tune in to my free webinar. I have the information in the caption part of this video. And always, it's all at khliteracyeducation.com. Thank y'all.